Here we are going into the second turn of Seljuk. I had a lot of trouble struggling through that first turn. I'm hoping things get a little easier for me as I get more used to operations in this system. Alp Arslan badly defeated in a battle here at Theodosiopolis, and you got the Romans now starting to work off of, I guess that's Lake Van there, from what I understand. Well, this mountain has some snow on it. That's kind of confusing. You know, I gotta swap batteries or stop. This system have such a Euro-ish look to them. Like, you know, the wooden pieces all over the place, the map itself has that, you know, it looks like I've got some kind of medieval pick up and deliver or something like that going on. I don't know. I can see where that kind of sets some people off, but it's really, I think, a powerful view that couldn't be expressed with a more traditional hex and counter game very easily. Could it have been done with an area game? Yeah, sure, obviously. But there's something that feels right about this, but it's just such a pain to integrate that sort of programming style of how you cope with you know, how you're going to deal with moving the forces forward and all the supply considerations and everything that you have to undertake. And then it comes down to, you know, a kind of a buckets of dice type of combat. It feels kind of buckets of dice, even though, you know, instead of doing hits, you're doing defenses and whatnot. It's not in no way is this a simple system. And it's so alien in so many ways that it's really hard to get your head around it. Anyway, we saw almost nothing happen anywhere else. A little raid up here. Nobody has to go home yet. Not until winter. But, you know, there's an opportunity for the Roman army to slide over here and just try to take that out, you know. These guys don't have a lot of survivability. All right, anyway. Here we are Friday. Pretty day. Tomorrow's supposed to be 2. I really need to go shopping. I want to do it today. I'm awake in time. There's no reason not to. But if I was going dancing, I would absolutely have to go today. If I'm not, conceivably tomorrow might be a shopping day, but whether or not I go, it's safer to go on the day that's good. Anyway, I'm back up here. It's probably around 10:30 in the morning, waiting for it to warm up just a little bit more. I'm hoping I can fucking pull the trigger to go. Well enough, I don't look good, but we're at the Arts of War, and we draw 2 of these cards for events. Siege of Bari. It has an asterisk. Remove from play 2 unlevied themata. Mark. If already marked, 1 Seljuk lord plus 1 lordship this muster. Seljuk choice instead. I don't know how. Yeah, I guess you can keep that out there. I don't know if I have to mark the themata that I pull out. In particular, it's kind of a hard choice because I don't want to take themata away that can be used to defend. But on the other hand, the ones that are near Constantinople are kind of useful too, because when I come from Constantinople, which I have to with the imperial forces, with most of them, I can muster stuff on my way through. So it's kind of rough. Take a couple of shitty militia ones out of play. I don't know where to put them. Part of me says I should put them up on the calendar, but I think that'll just confuse me. So I'll put it over there. I'm putting the marker on top of them because maybe they come back somehow. I don't know. It says remove from play. I get the feeling if there's something that allows me to restore them, I can restore those, but I don't know. And Eastern Rebellion's defeated. Hold. Play on Alp Arslan during muster for Lordship +1. This is back in the deck. In case I... maybe not. No. I think it's not. Try to remember when they get put back in. I think events go back after the... Like, it's important because the question is, can I muster this? Obviously, I can't muster this one. I don't know if it's a big deal, but rather than look that up, let's see what the Byzantines get. Fatimid conflict. Shift any one Seljuk cylinder or service of unbesieged lord 1 calendar box. This swords guy I can make unavailable. A bunch of horsies. That's a raid capable thing and is kind of scary. But I could also reduce someone. I don't want to deal with Alp Arslan. I don't feel like he's done anything. This guy is annoying, though. He's puttering around with stuff that I don't like. So I am going to drop his service by 1 turn. I don't know if that's better than delaying somebody's re-entry. A hard call there. And then the second one, assassination plot entire unless Ibn Khan is within 2 of Aleppo. He is. Permanently disband him. Otherwise, shift his service 1 calendar box. Okay. Did it say permanently disband him? Yeah, permanently, which means if he's not on the board, he's going to end up dead, I guess. All right, let me look at these cards and see whether or not they go back in as capabilities for the levy. Because these are play immediately events, all except the hold card. One of the questions here, the Siege of Bari has an asterisk. And it says, the event's capabilities with an asterisk following the title can only be used once per game. Mark the current season on the calendar with the appropriate reminder marker when they occur the first time. These events are drawn again later. Follow the instructions on the card. Okay, I got you. So the first part can only be done once. Yeah, that was not the answer I wanted. So I think these are just regular destroyed units that I can rebuild normally. And the Siege of Bari is the event for the turn. They return to the deck. That's important because I can muster these then. Okay. I can pay coins to keep Lord's services or loots in a friendly locale. We don't have, I mean, I can pay him, but But I think I can pay a lord at paying lord's locale or at any unbesieged lord if paid by the commander. So I could extend the length of time for someone else. And I can actually do that relatively heavily. See, I've got a problem. Part of me says I should disband Alp Arslan because he's so beaten up. But that happens before muster. And I really want his three lordship to be able to muster forces, and then maybe he wants to drive his own army forward to face things. Now, I only have one lord I can take, and it's a bunch of those fucking horse troops. This guy got decent command. He could go off and operate on his own or something. Jeez, I'm afraid of losing some money, but I'm also afraid of losing Arslan. I'm going to shift this back up. I think I want to keep that more available. What about these others? Oh, Arslan goes away next turn. And this is... the fuck is this? What is this shit? Oh, that's his infantry. Alright, I think paying one is okay. What about ours? We have a problem. We have a definite problem here. So, his infantry is due to expire this turn, and two of this guy's are due to expire. Now, I don't believe, but let me look at the optional rules to see whether or not I can pay these off. I think I can, but I'm not sure. So the way I pay them off and get them extended is to pay the lord. And they move along with the lord. For whatever that's worth. I don't know. I'm always so fucking lost in this game in terms of what I want to do. So, as an example, this guy, his main is next turn. He has his infantry with him. If I let his infantry disband, he'll be able to regrow them. He's got a small force without his levies. On the other hand, if I'm not going to be able to levy more troops. I'm not in a friendly location right now. That's the problem. This game is just so hard to make decisions for. It just really is. Like, do I want to pay any of these troops? Do I want him to be an effective force? If I do, I need to pay to expand, because right now, two of his units are unpaid for. I want to keep him as a potentially effective force, so I'm going to pay a coin for him. That'll extend his marker out to here, but more importantly, these two. Yeah, we've talked about this in other games, that it's kind of crowded. I don't really want to pay his extension. I may be disbanding him relatively soon. And what about this guy? Well, he has like nothing going for him. So it's this guy I'm keeping as an effective force. This guy's not really helping much. He has those powerful Normans. That's the only thing. But, yeah, he's not really very active, which means unless I sweep down and gather him, he's going to be problematic. So that'll be pay. I'm at disband. I don't think anybody's going to disband at this point. So we go to muster, unless somebody has to. Oh, this guy has to. And he takes as many of those infantry as he can with him. Now, where does he go when he disbands? This is, again, the optional role. Each disband putting vessels that are at or beyond service onto their lord's mat. Face down, because I can't remuster him this turn. Not that I could anyway, so it's really not that big a deal. And that's going to put me at muster. I don't feel like I have the energy nor the batteries to do muster. So back to trying to convince myself. This is actually kind of cool. I think this is the first time a levying campaign that I've done has been watched by the designer. And that is actually really helpful. A couple of things that were pointed out, because it's so hard to remember everything. So transfers from the 2 holding boxes take the entire card to make. I wasn't, like, maybe because I didn't read through the rules all through, but also these are the kind of things that just slip my head. It looks like a normal pathway, right? And also the capabilities that I had to discard. It's only if you have more of the all capabilities, which should be general across the system, but I didn't think that was the case. So I'm a little confused. I've got some eggs cooking, and then I hope I make it out the door. Anyway, just wanted to catch those couple of things in the midst, and hopefully I can remember them. But it's really hard to keep, you know, when games are of very, very different styles, and this is of a completely different style from everything else, it's really hard to keep the kind of specifics and details that make it at all accurate in mind. Saturday morning, back up for the game, because if I don't play, I fear I'm going to lose the thread entirely. Didn't go dancing, went shopping, which didn't necessarily preclude dancing, but also slept rather heavily for the night. And then got up and sitting out in the morning, chill with my coffee and the rest of a cigar. I had had one last night, reading Gibson book that I'm like really getting sucked into pretty heavily. And overall enjoying everything too much in too many ways. A lot of stuff going on there. But anyway, here I am at the painful muster stage. Not the best time to stop, I think. I probably should stop between the levy and campaign. I was expecting to, but I thought it'd come up last night, and I just didn't. Which is why I have to focus myself a little bit more. All right, so back to the dig through the Arts of War cards, try to figure out, you know, what I want and can put. I can't muster everywhere, though. The Romans in particular, well, and this guy, are sitting in foreign territory. Now, I screwed something up, it looks like. Right? No. It's at the end. It's at winter that I'm allowed to convert loot to victory points, and I got to pay attention also to what I have to reach here in terms of those points. So I'll look that up first before I go into the mustering. Again, I may not have made wise decisions, and certainly I made errors in my play, but I'm continuing to go to push through because these games are always this way. The Levian campaign is always a tough struggle when you first pick it up again. And each particular one, like with Volko's other series, the Coin series, figuring out what you need to do is really difficult. Although that series sticks better in my head because its mechanisms are more standard. You know, the mechanisms in this, with their focus on keeping your supply lines and whatnot, are very, very strange. Now, you could say, well, wait, supply lines, that's normal for, operational games, right? Yeah, it is, but not really the way they work here. Usually you just have to keep a line clear, or if you're looking at something like OCS, you're focusing on moving supplies forward, but it's a very intuitive feel. But one that wouldn't be accurate. Neither of those options would be accurate in the medieval period. The important thing is actually being able, it's actually being able to move them, but you can't just... I actually feel like having lots of carts and being able to project all the way back is a bit unrealistic, to be honest, but... you probably can't have enough carts to really do it. So you kind of have to live off the land and all kind of weird shit that is appropriate. It's absolutely appropriate. It's hard to grasp the mechanisms that you have to use. This is going to be tough. I have to have siege, conquered, or ravaged markers in 10 locations. Wow. Right now, I'm at, what, 1? 2? No, runes don't count, do they? Runes do count. So I'm at 2, which is where I started. I've gained nothing with the Seljuks, even though I risked Alp Arslan in a massive, probably overly ambitious movement there. Ruh-roh. Trying to select my cards possibly for the Seljuks to play, come up with a couple of questions. One is this lamellar armor. This Lord's Turkic horse have armor 1 to 3 until 3 route. I'm assuming that 3 in route is some kind of indication of when it happens in the phasing, but I don't really get that. Maybe it means something in the rules. Three is not route, it's levy for rule 3.0. And in combat itself, route doesn't have a number next to it. I got no idea. Is that meant, like, that wouldn't make the armor give it a route capability? Like, it wouldn't be until route, but also, does it go away, or does it reappear, in further further rounds of the battle? Or is it to be meant for the aftermath of the battle if you routed? I think that's when it would actually happen. I don't know. It's just very, very odd to me. Like, recovering the units after losses or whatever, I think they don't get that role. But it's just that it's not clear. You know what? Hold on. The playbook has an explanation of cards. Maybe it's in there. It's cleared up there. It's once 3 Turkic horses rout from the Lord. The capability doesn't apply for that battle. So, okay. I'm going to have to swap batteries because I'm running low. But, yeah, it should have some indication. Go look in the playbook, because it didn't become immediately clear to me what the hell it's meaning. And then there's this gifts exchange, which uses up a card, puts one of them in the all place, where I'm only allowed to have 3 cards now. The gifts exchange card, I'm always curious how valuable this is. I'm in a position to utilize it now. These two are adjacent. I could do it. That would allow me to take coins, but it would also allow the Romans to take coins. Now, I'm not convinced that coins for me are more useful than coins for the Romans. So it's really hard to justify that, even though I'm available for it at this point. Maybe I'll come to a decision of, oh, wow, I really need coins on the Seljuks. The Romans have a capability to tax that's a little higher than the Seljuks, but is it really that big a deal? I don't know. Like, it would make sense if there were a couple of Seljuk leaders who were really important to me, but I don't get that feeling at this point. Commander, this looks a lot like being a lieutenant. I guess its one use is you give it to somebody who's going to be a lieutenant but has someone else in their position so that they're allowed to command 2 other lords, essentially. You could also give it... No, you can't give it to an underling because their cards don't get played. All right, yeah. Don't see it. I wonder if you could give it to someone else other than the lieutenant. I don't know if... This doesn't really provide any great advantage. Well, yeah, it does. No. If you gave it to somebody else in the spaces the lieutenant would move with them, I think, taking his subordinate, but I don't see a real advantage to giving it rather than giving it to the lieutenant, except that whoever goes in there could take command of the... You could have somebody who started not with the lieutenant be able to absorb the lieutenant and take them with him. So, but I don't have that many lords available at this point. I'm inclined to play this Imperial Rivalry, which will force the Romans to try to bring Ducas into play over here. However, Ducas is not available yet, is he? Ducas is the blue flag. He is not available. Whoa, I'm looking until next turn. Okay, forget that. I don't want to do that yet. Next turn I might want to just strip away, to trade one of my actions for... They're going to have to try to bring forces into Constantinople regularly. So the only one I'm going to play, I think, is the Steppe Raiders, giving me the ravage capability on this guy to more locations, which, from where I'm at right now, I could hit 1, 2, 3 additional locations without moving. So that's appealing to me. Does he want to do a lordship action of his own first, though? Does he want to bring... Well, he can't... I don't think he can levy those because he's not in a... Oh, he is in a... No, he's not in a friendly location. I'm having trouble seeing that. I don't think he can. In fact, he can't even play the card, so fuck him. Okay, so the only thing that I have actions on, well, I have actions on Alp Arslan, okay, is Ibn Khan, who, I don't see too much I want to do with him. I could try to use him to muster my new guy, Bay, who has a fealty of 5. That's pretty good. We'll do that. That doesn't work. I think we'll do him a second time, even though I don't have many carts. Okay. So we'll be getting Bay. Fuck. We're crowded in an ugly way. This game has such a big footprint over here, but he just mustered. So he's just providing more troops to Arslan. Figure out what else we do with Arslan. And fills out the rest by building his forces up. Just making sure nobody has 8 forces, because that gives them the feed times too. And then building up carts. That seems to be all that I can do with him. That'll put me over to the levy step for them. And oh boy, is levy expensive mentally. I think I'm going to go read for a little bit more and undertake the muster for the Romans, and then do the 2 call to arms, where I probably utilize these cards, but I'm not absolutely certain about that. Because there are other things, like I could create an objective, say make this my objective, and because I've gotten the military edge, I can gain a location and thus gain a victory point that I get to hold for the game. But I'll be able to do that if I do muster someone back here, but I probably don't want to muster someone back there, so I don't know. Cards didn't give me anything I particularly wanted, so I don't remember that one. Is that something? Just wondering if I want that event in there. It's not that important. I upgraded his cart by 1 in... actually, I don't think I upgraded his cart. Okay. I built him his next 2 units. Krepin here, he looks useless to me. I don't know why I mustered him. He's providing some potential protection, is basically all he's really doing. I'm letting him go, though, in terms of... I don't intend to use cards for him. That's going to give me 8 cards this turn. My intention is to take the Emperor and to take Shatatorius. However, I may end up putting some of him in if I have enough carts to get anywhere. I don't think I do. I don't have... my supplies all lead way back to Constantinople, so I'm going to have to live off the land with them. Which means, yeah, I could use him for ravage type actions, or just plundering. However I want to do that. I'm looking at him maybe taking this out. Not quite. I don't think there's anything against me moving against Fatimid territory. Aleppo's aligned with me right now, so it's kind of weird there. I don't fully understand what's going on there. And that's going to put me down to the call to arms. And we'll see what we do there, and then I guess we build our campaigns. It's easy. I want to pay this off to get a marker here, and that I believe makes that a seat. A seat for Seljuk lords, but only until the end of the winter. But again, I feel like this is a valuable thing. I can trace supply from there. It'll be easier to get loot home, all kind of stuff like that. For the Byzantines, I am not able to pick a strategic objective unless the emperor, well, unless a commander is there, which right now is the emperor. So I guess I want to use Eudokia. What do I do? I can either place her on the card or move her to Constantinople. We'll do that. And I could increase the service of the emperor himself. He's way out there. I don't want to do that. But instead I could shift a Roman cylinder one calendar box and bring one closer to being used. This doesn't seem all that valuable either. Roussel has a lot of knights, but these Normans are just not that... They don't have that much capability and willingness to do anything. This guy is already available. Didn't take him. Manuel. I could make him more available. That might be useful. Ducas, I don't particularly... Well, Ducas is available next turn. It's only cylinder. Huh. What the hell's this? If desired, the Seljuk can remove a loot from there to shift. Okay, I guess these are mixed in. It's like the Imperial and Seljuk ones are kind of interleaved. I mean, I guess I'll move a cylinder closer. Who was it I wanted? Let's just move this guy closer. I don't know. I don't really want him. I don't want him that badly. But do I want this guy? Sure. Let's move him one closer. Although I don't think I'm going to use that. This is the whole problem. Oh well. Whatevers. Like again, it just doesn't feel that valuable at this point. But I also don't have anyone whose home is Constantinople that I want to shift the emperor further forward with. If anything, I want this guy to last longer because the emperor is not in great shape. Let me pick my plan, and that'll be where I stop up here for a while. Decided to focus on Arasigi here. I'll shift these two. Then a bunch of Alp Arslans. Kind of see what the Romans do and whether or not I have an opening. I need to get pillages and whatnot into place. Let me take a look at the Roman side. Supplies with my main Imperial force. So I'm going to start off with Brianos. I'm throwing Shatatorius in because I want to get some operation going with him. It doesn't look that promising, but we'll see. And I fixed another one of him in here, and otherwise it's all the Emperor. And we'll see if this works. I always have so much trouble figuring out whether or not, my command plan is a good idea. And we'll be hitting the actual commands and working those out. Feel like I take a crapshoot with what I program, you know. Later in the game, I'll start to have better feel for it, but again, it's always tough for me. And I know I do this kind of loose decision making late in the game when it's most comfortable for me. Opening up with a Seljuk, Sigi here is firing off. Not who I thought it was. I thought he was the one with Alp Arslan. What do I want to do with him? I don't have a lot of provender. I don't have a lot of carts either. I have enough carts to get back here and get one provender. That's of some value, I suppose. I get 3 commands off this. So I'll supply. And I guess I'll spend 2, I don't know, to ravage. The Thamada would be an iffy thing, right? Like, damaging Thamada might be worth it. Infantry. So I'm looking to see what these have. It's hard to tell from the picture. Yeah. I'm assuming these are the Turkic horse. This is infantry, and that's Tagmata. The infantry and the Tagmata are equivalent at 1 through 3. I don't know. I don't know which is better, 2 infantry or 1 Tagmata. They're like, you know, it's sort of an interesting call. I'm trying to decide though whether or not I want to spend 2. I think I will. I think I will spend the 2 to drop the Ravage. That gets me another half victory point back. And now when you Ravage, add 1 provision and 1 loot. I already put a provender on here. Maybe I shouldn't have. Let me think about that. If I'm doing 2 of those, then I could do another move to a location. Larissa here is an unfortified settlement. If I ravage that I guess is not a stronghold. Let's see what the definition of stronghold is. You know. Yeah. Locale type 131. Where's 131? At 132 here, you expect there to be numbers, but fucking GMT doesn't put numbers anywhere. 1.31 is map, stronghold. Fort, town, and city are strongholds. Are they still strongholds after their ruins? I don't know. It's not an issue here, but now I'm curious about that. RO, RU, there is no ruins. So who knows? The index, not as good as it's been in some games. So this is less valuable. This is more so. That gives me a moved fought and puts me somewhere stupid that I don't want to be. Fuck. I got real supply problems anywhere except along here. but I can't move except laden. Yeah, I'll grab that extra provender. I don't know. The game puts me with these situations that I'm going to be laden no matter what. I got fucking loot with me. Screw it. Good enough. Okay. The game puts me in these situations that are really, really rough for me to make a decision on. And that'll put it over on the Romans. And I just feel so overwhelmed with the stuff I don't know that I can't find in the rule book so often. I feel like I am going to need to start not ravaging, but foraging. And that's a 1 through 3 that'll give me those. I have with him 3 commands. So I could do all 3. Let's see what we get. We get 1. I think I want all 3, to be honest. I get 2. See, if I ravage, I can't take any more, but something good comes of it. But I don't want to do that yet. So I get 2 provender there. Now the real question is, do I want Alp Arslan and Officer Bay to like challenge the Emperor again? You know, I wore him down a little bit. I was able to regenerate some forces. Unfortunately, all I have is Turkic horse. I think the answer is no. And instead I hit Arsigi again. I don't know. I got a couple more of him. I can't ravage again. So let's move down here. That cost me 2 movement because I'm laden. Gives me this shit. I only have a 3rd action. And I can no longer supply, even though I've got carts and whatnot. I'll try to ravage with 1. Now this is the question. Does he want to try to stop this with something? Turkic horse is not good to do that with. He'll do it with this. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's killed. So I end up getting the supplies anyway, if I recall correctly. And I end up ravaging anyway. That's why you don't want to defend. It's another half point. And I get yet another loot and another provender. But I have to eat one of the provender to get rid of this. And we're up to loot times 3. We want to make sure to score this shit. Oh, there is no loot times 3. Is there? Oh yeah, there it is. There's very few of them. We want to make sure to score the loot. But we can't do that until winter. So we continue ravaging. Over here, what do we got? I bet it's the Emperor. It is not. It's Charatorios. He has 1 more. Fuck. He has 2 commands available to him. I gotta pay attention to this shit. I keep forgetting the cards that are out there. Well, I haven't been using him. He's got crappy troops. We're gonna try to challenge him, but how do we go about that? We tax. Because we have no money. I'd have liked a cart there. I don't know why I don't have one. I spent on other stuff, I guess. Troops. Fuck me. But we need to expand forward. Come over here. It's Arasigi again. Arasigi is sitting on a decent amount of provender. We're laden, which sucks. This is ruins, which means we won't get loot from it. And we kind of balled ourselves in a horrible place. Huh. Now there's something that helps us if we get really, really deep, but not enough. It's Romanopolis here. Okay. 1, 2. 2 of our commands. Gives us the moved fought again. We can supply, and then we eat that. Okay. I'm going to put the dice over here because I need to break. It's too intense what I have to figure. And I know I'm coming up on the Imperial forces. Actually, I can get away with them. I know what they're doing. Diogenes is going to siege again. I am sitting at a 1. We've got a 1 or a 2. We don't get it. There's things that allow a reroll or whatever, but that does not happen here. We count as moved fought for both units. So there goes a provender, there goes a provender. We're going to have to continue raiding. And now we'll put these over here. That balances me out, so I start on a Seljuk turn. I don't know. I follow up with an Alp Arslan. I've got a lot of his turns coming. I drop another coin on him with taxation. It's going to put me here. Another of the Emperor. Got a nice mix. His next one is going to be this dude, who doesn't necessarily help me. I guess I go for another siege. And that one's successful. Actually, I can't really afford this. I think I could spend a loot as food. Yeah, I can spend a loot as food, which is actually kind of helpful. But I am running out of provender here, and I don't remember what the hell happens when I siege. I don't get anything is the problem. After 4 siege markers, the besiegers siege it, set it to their allegiance, playing conquered equal to the value. It's a 1 valued thing. No spoils. So that's it. Give me a full victory point though, which is cool. And I can, my next card is his subordinate. I can forage with him. But then I have to figure out where I'm going after that. I do have a lot of wagons, don't I? No, not as many as I would like. Only 3. That's not going to get me anywhere useful. Oh boy. Here can forage, and it's automatic at this point because I'm in a friendly location, if I recall correctly. Yeah. So that's 1 of my 4. I got 3 more. Go 1, 2, 3, and then we feed these 2. Get the Nicephorus card. I do not have an opportunity to move my forces here. Ravaging would go against me, I think. It has to be enemy. I can forage. Friendly. Is that... I don't know what friendly and enemy is. Because there's... Like, this is owned by me. It's conquered. Let's see if we got a definition of friendly here. Of the same side, 1.31. I have the feeling it has to be territory I owned from the beginning is what it's saying. 1.31 is this whole fucking section. Great. And I don't see friendly jumping out at me. Allegiance, the side to which it is friendly, which means, by the way I read it, if the Romans left here, the Seljuks could forage there for free. Like, they wouldn't have a problem because it's friendly to them, it's just not conquered. And I may have played this wrong in other games if that's the interpretation, because I thought friendly meant controlled, but it doesn't seem to. It seems to mean they originally supported you, which means I got 3 rolls and I will do them all because I need food. And I only get 1. That's not good. Huh. On the other hand, I think I could ravage something. It's enemy, right? You get the feeling enemy is the opposite of friendly. Of the other side. Again, 1.31. Where did I find that? Allegiance. Shows its original allegiance, the side to which it is friendly, its enemy. So, oddly enough, this just doesn't comport with what I remember this game, this series being like. So if I successfully siege something, where was that? That's storming and battles. If I successfully siege something, where the fuck is this? Surrender. Set it to allegiance. Remove all siege. Award no spoils. Yeah, I think I can ravage it even now after I've taken it. And I'm not sure that's bad. It's just... It seems a little odd to me that with me controlling the fortress, the Seljuks would still be able to muster provender as easily as if they controlled it. But okay, I don't remember this being the way the others worked, but I don't recall. But again, you know, this is based on Nevsky. Maybe I got confused. Maybe some of the other ones worked with occupation more than friendliness. I don't fucking know. I feel so lost trying to play this at this point. Anyway, I'm back here. I don't know whether to continue. I'm just feeling buffeted around by my concept of control of space. Pull out Nevsky's rules, and for them, friendly combines it is in that either in that other in that side's territory or a conquered stronghold in enemy territory and is free of the other side's lords unconquered, which is how I've been reading my thinking here. You know what I don't see? Here they've got a different definition, and I don't see it spelled out here. I don't see anything which defines friendliness in the weird way that this seems to, which is that it was originally friendly to you and isn't besieged, and that's it. Nevsky's follows much more to my concept of thought, to my concept of how control of space would work. You know, that you own the military control of the region, essentially. So, yeah, you'd be better able to manage bringing that forage in. This game doesn't have that rule, but much, much uglier, it's not in the changes. So it's almost like it might not even be intentional. Now, I think most of the others used something like Nevsky does, where you have to own the territory. This one doesn't seem that way. It seems to be the people, and maybe it's the religious difference or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember Almoravid having this kind of weirdness going on in it. Almoravid has a somewhat more complicated definition of allegiance. It's got a little marker to say it's different. This one doesn't have that technique in the rules where they mark out the differences from Nevsky. They're friendly to one side, enemy to the other, or neutral, neither. Kingdoms are friendly territory for the Christians. Taifa becomes friendly to the Christians if it's reconquered, which, you know, is sort of a gaining political control of the region as well as military. So locales, though, are friendly, enemy, or neutral per the territory they occupy, except strongholds which are conquered with conquered jihad or seat markers are friendly to the side of the color shown by that marker. So again, military control gives you that capability. It's just not in here. It's very, very different, and it's very confusing because and I can ravage something that I've conquered as well. But yeah, it's original allegiance to which the side is friendly. This is very disturbing to me because it's so different from the way the other games have operated. And again, Guelphs and Ghibellines, I'm pretty sure, had, it's not called that, Inferno, is also control of the area gave you whatever advantages accrued to being friendly. I'm pretty sure. Again, I could keep digging each one up. Now, the War of the Roses one, damned Plantagenet, is very different in a lot of ways. And I know that its whole supply system is different. So I don't want to dig into that. But yeah, this is kind of astoundingly different that it's not called out. And again, there's no little markings like there were in the others to show you how it's different from Nevsky. As the system grows and grows, that gets less and less relevant because less people are going to have Nevsky than some of these others. But it's very strange to me is all. And like my thinking isn't working with that. Because of that, I'm going to walk away even though I only did a couple of cards because I'm just sort of flabbergasted by trying to absorb the amount of little differences that are going on. I don't feel like Coin had this much perturbance in the rules. But then again, I did stick to ones Well, I don't know. I mean, I got fucking Pendragon, which is way out there in a lot of ways too. I don't know. Back up here after my discouragement. It's just, you know, when I look at investing in a system, I kind of expect them to stay pretty close to each other. And I can come up with some hand wavy reasons why this might make sense, might not. I'm not really sure how much I believe them. It just seems like an odd little change to make, and the kind of thing that you'd expect would make its way into the designer's notes, and I don't believe it did. Anyway, let's flip at least one more card. Hey, look, it's another Alp Arslan. All right, what the hell? Okay. Useful and doesn't take up any additional space is to put the rules references in everywhere. Now, in some cases, we've got it. Do nothing. Yeah, okay. I really need a rules reference there. I don't have them anywhere else, and it could just be bumped in. Almost all of these have space to just drop the rules reference for that action. Is it that hard to find? No, the actions are all kind of together, but again, maybe not too helpfully, because the stupid GMT rules style, which doesn't give a lot of numbers in most places. Here we've got a lot. This is about the level of numbering that I expect. March is obviously rather large, has a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, most of the rules have a decent amount. Ravage is the important one. I want to make sure if I try to ravage this, am I allowed to try again if I fail? Right? Like, because he threw a thematic unit in. And here we got a whole thing here. Only one attempt can be done. Yeah, I thought that was the case. And what do I have gathered up? I have room. Yeah, I kind of don't want loot with me, but okay. I kind of want to burn through his dudes. So if he wants to throw a guy in the way, I'm going to let him. And he will. I have enough provender to move on. That does not armor. So another one over here into the piles. I get a ravage marker. Another half a victory point. I want to spread these out, remember. And now, what do I get for ravaging? I get a provender and a loot. Yeah. An unruined stronghold. This is Alp Arslan. So I get a loot and a provender. This isn't a loot. The hell do I have here? I have provenders mixed in with my carts for some reason. A loot and a provender. I can carry all the provender, but now I'm weighted down. That was one action. Two, three. And I can try again. I'll put an infantry in the way. I've got to move fight on me. I haven't put it there yet. This one blocks me. And now I have to spend foods. I don't want to spend my loot, because if I can get that homeward, good things happen. And homeward doesn't look that far away, but there aren't connections everywhere, which may be relating to some mountains and stuff. The mountains that are drawn on don't seem to reflect that very well, though. That'll put me And I got to think about this. What do I want to do? I conquered something. Ugh. I do not have enough provender among my 2 units, which I think means I need to start raiding. I could just ravage. Let's try to supply first. We get one. See if we go 2, 3, 4 to there, then we can set up a siege there. We're not in great shape though. How many carts do I have? I only have 3 carts. 1, 2, 3. That's not very good. Got another action. I think I'll loot some more. I'm definitely allowed to forage. Ravage is only an enemy locale, but again, enemy locale includes something that I've gotten this in. Okay, so second one, we don't get. Third one, we don't get. Fourth one, I don't like doing this. But we'll put our half point there and get another provender and a loot. We can, of course, eat our loot on another turn, but this doesn't hurt us. We keep going. Jeez. Danger, danger. But we could fall back. Oh, you know, I should have a bypass marker on these things. I don't know where those are. I haven't been putting them down, but they really should be there. I don't know what they're on the back of. Maybe you don't need a marker for it? I thought there was one. Let me look. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, so this also needs one. I found them. They're on the back of ruins. Okay. Yeah, because the Romans can't ruin things. Where am I? I think I'm on another card of this. And that's going to be the last of Shatatorius. He has a single provender. That's not great. I could, of course, just tax. Collect up more cash. When's he going away? He goes away there. I've got this large force. I would like to try to take Hama. But of course, the defenses, see, the fort defenses aren't that strong at all. And these guys are crappy on defense, I'm assuming. Yeah, they're really crappy. Oh, jeez. I gotta think, and I gotta swap batteries. Thinking makes it clear. I don't want to tax. That'll give me a second thing. Then I have to eat or whatever. I lose a thing. I only have 2 commands. So I march into there. I got my moved fought there. Now, I'm a powerful force. I'm going to drop a siege in place, assuming he doesn't come out to fight me. He does not particularly want to come out to fight me. So that puts the first siege marker into play. And then we eat, which is not absolutely optimal, but this is the only way I'm going to get here. And otherwise, whatever I pick up kind of is a waste. I guess I could pick up 2 provender instead, but I can't carry 2 provender. I don't know how effective this is going to be. And then we go to the last Alp Arslan. Now, how is he doing? He has provender and loot. We're going to ravage. And once again, we put that up. We failed. That's 1 of 4. We have a loot. 2, 3. We have a moved fought. I paid these. 2, 3. And we'll try again. And again, he's going to put a defense in play. This time it's killed. These things only have a defense of 1 to 3 for regular infantry, right? Yep. And that means we get our ravage. That's not it. Shit. I'm grabbing things from the wrong places. Another half point. Puts me up there. We are not in levy. Okay. Don't think I've ever turned it over in this game. That was 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th. Now I have to feed. But before I feed, I collect up another provender and a second loot. Now I could eat the loot. But again, those are victory points that I don't want to necessarily give up. So I'm going to eat the 2 provender, even though that slows me down hauling all this stuff. Can we ravage that? Enemy locale. Really? I guess I could do it even in these wilderness areas. Interesting. Okay. That was the final command over here. What the hell am I holding? Can never remember this. Plan out bars. Okay. He did not get to muster, and he won't next turn either. And that puts me to the Emperor again, who's seeing something nasty going on. What do I got supply-wise? I've got loot with me. That's not great. This would be 3 of my movement. If I ravage, I can get a provender. But I could ravage down here just as easily. Loot is less valuable to me. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ravage that. I should have a bypass on me. There. And that is an enemy fortress, so I get both a loot and a provender. I think I'm gonna eat the loot. I don't really like eating loot, but that gives me more flexible movement. That's the end. That gets me to the end of campaign. It's not spring. Repairs. Nobody's got a lot of siege markers. Wastage. One asset or card with more than one of any type of asset or more than one this Lord card. Yeah. Okay. I'm overloaded here. I mean, I could get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of the loot. That's victory points. The provender, I can carry all that and feed off of it. I guess I'll get rid of a provender because we're counting on maybe looting another place, like over here or something. We shall see. Get rid of a provender on him. This is fine. This is fine. This one, we got too much shit. We got a lot of carts. We'll get rid of a cart. Oop. Always throwing in the wrong bucket. Come over to this side. He's okay. He's okay. He's not okay. I guess I'll throw away a cart. Here. This is a useful card. I saved the provender for a reason. Huh. Yeah, well, we'll eat the provender anyway. I don't know. Feel like I fucked up again. Should have gotten rid of the loot. And that means we go to the next thing. Reset. The commander may retain all thematic servers. We don't have any. Return unpaid themata. Return forces from the Lord map. Romans and Seljuks may discard Arts of War. Somewhere I'm not allowed to keep all of these. I didn't see that here. Is it under wastage or something in the rules but not there? I don't know where that was. There was some place where I wasn't allowed to keep all of them, and I screwed up because I counted all the assets, and it's only the all assets. Bit of misreading, but I don't know what I screwed up. I think we just move forward into levy up here, and we got a mess of stuff to do. Now, in terms of locations, get rid of that. I paid. Those counters I'm so bad at dealing with. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, but I still need 4 more. Any that I take from there are going to be victory point losses. It's going to be hard to get back. Like that 10 points that I have to, the Seljuk Unity, the number of locales was less than the calendar. It's going to be ruins conquered or ravaged on the map. And like I said, I've got 6 of them. It doesn't look likely that I'll get 4 more, although I can ravage shit like this, I guess. I don't know. Kind of want to load this one up. I feel like I've put enough hours on this video. I was thinking I'd do one big one for the first turn, and then my second video would be the next 2. But I'm still struggling so much with the processes that I have to cope with the game that, yeah, I think we put another one up here. I feel like we're playing as closely as we were on the first one, so I'll load this one up.